Hey YouTubers, how's it going today? So today I thought I'd make a video on my 2023 Honda GoldWing. Um, as I said in one of my past videos, I bought this bike brand new. I test drove it when it had 14 miles on it. Now I'm coming up on 3,000. So I put a few miles on it in the last, I think 3 months is when I bought it. I've made a list of the dislikes I have about it and a list about the likes I have about it. It was a lot easier for me to come up with a list of likes than it was for dislikes. I think the dislikes, there's not much about this bike that I don't like. So my likes, I've got 10 things, and my dislikes, I've only got 5. And the first 3 really aren't a big deal. I just was trying to come up with 5 things. I was talking to my wife inside, and we were really having a hard time even coming up with 5 things that I disliked about the bike. So, one being the thing I hate the worst, we're going to start out at 5. So, number 5 would be the gas button. The gas button is right underneath this cover, and when I get gas, you know, you're always on the other side of the bike, and you get the gas, you put your card in, and you pull the gas handle out, and you realize that I haven't opened up my gas lid yet. So then you gotta lean over the bike, pull the cover open, push the button to open up your gas lid. Just, to me, it's kind of an annoying thing. I just think there'd be a better place to put that gas button. Number 4 would be my key fob, and I like the key fob, I really do, but the only annoying thing to me about it is, you know, when you get home from a ride, I grab my key fob out of my bike, I go inside, I put my key fob down, I come back out in a few minutes to grab the rest of my stuff, and my saddlebags don't open, or my trunk doesn't open. So to me, I'm like, okay, again, it's more of a good thing than a bad thing, but it can be annoying. I don't know. Like I said, I had a hard time coming up with 5 things. Number 2, and this really does bother me, the ticking noise that Honda GoldWing has. I made a video about it when I first heard it, and a lot of you YouTubers got back with me and let me know that it's normal. So I looked into it a little bit more. I talked to my mechanic, and he told me that it's a normal thing too. I wish he would have told me that in the first place. Anyway, I don't know. It's just one of those things that annoy me. I am getting used to it. It doesn't bother me as bad now. So, I mean, again, I know it's normal. I'm not worried about it. Number 1 is this seat. I hate this seat. And I want to get my bike paid for before I put too much money into it. But for me, I'm hoping next riding season, maybe, I don't know, June, something like that, I'm going to buy me an aftermarket seat, and it's probably going to be an ultimate seat, just because I had one on my last GoldWing, and they are very comfy. I don't know what they do to them, but they definitely fit my behind very well. I went on a 200-mile ride last weekend, and I stopped at 100 miles to get gas, and my butt was hurting. But by the time I got done with the 200 miles, I was ready to get off. That's not my favorite seat. Some people like them. I think it's like 50-50. Some people like them and some don't. I'm definitely on the don't side, and it is going to be replaced. That's the one big thing I hate about this bike. So when I came up with my 10 likes about it, it was a lot easier to come up with them. And again, number 1 will be the thing I like the most about this bike, and number 10 will be the thing that I like, but not as much as number 1. So my air vent underneath my windshield, when I want more air, I can pop my little air vent up, and it'll bring a little bit more air in. That's really handy. It hasn't got really hot yet. However, today it's supposed to be 100 degrees outside, so I probably would have it on today. Number 9 would be my back foot pegs. And those are just right here. I don't know if you can see them or not, but they are right here. I just think they're very stylish the way they go up. If nobody's riding with you, then you can put them up and they just look like part of the frame or part of the transmission. I just think they look really stylish. Number 8 is I like how my windshield goes up or down. It's always my luck to have a windshield that's right eye level with me, so I have, and this one actually would be too, I have it set to go up about 2 inches, and then that puts it about 3 or 4 inches above my helmet. So that's really handy. Number 7 is the dash layout. I really like the way they just put everything together. It tells me all my information that I need. I mean, it tells me even about my handle grips, of how warm they are, and my heat on my seat. I just like the way that they've laid it out. I like the colors inside it and everything. So, and talking about handle grips, that would be number 6. Again, this ride I went on, I got on my bike at 7 in the morning yesterday and rode it home, and it was my hands were cold. I turned on my grips. I turned them as hot as they'd go, and it really helped out a lot. So that's another thing I really like about this bike. Number 5 is the color. I really like this red color. My dad bought a brand new GoldWing back in 2002, and his was red. So this bike kind of reminds me of my dad a little bit. I know it's a totally different shape, but he liked red and I liked red, so it makes me think of my dad. He's passed on now, so that's probably one of the reasons why I like red so much. Number 4 is the reverse forward mode on it. It makes it really easy to get it around in your garage. If you're backed into a spot and you need just a little bit of help, you can put it in reverse to pull it out, or even going forward into a parking spot, and that can help out a lot too. Number 3 is this DCT transmission, and I really like this DCT transmission. It shifts great. I have another bike though, and it kind of messes me up with my gears once in a while. I'll take my other bike to town and I'll be at a stoplight and realize I'm still in 3rd or 4th gear. But as far as this DCT transmission, it's really nice. I really like it a lot. Number 2 is I like the shape and the way this bike is just designed, the aerodynamics of it. Just, you know, if you're even hitting the wind, it just cuts right through it. I love the looks of it. I think it's really stylish. Number 1 would be the sport mode and the rain mode. When I'm in town with it, it's fun to just put it in sport mode and just have a little bit of fun with it. I'm sure it's not as fast as a sport bike, but I kind of want to ride a sport bike just to see how I think it would hold up with it. And then the rain mode, I was in about a month ago. I got in a pretty big rainstorm, so I thought, well, okay, I'll try this rain mode. What that does is it kind of takes half of your power away, so you cannot spin out in it. It makes you feel a lot more comfortable with the power that this bike has. Those are the 5 things I dislike about this bike, and the 10 things that I really like. Again, the dislikes were really hard to come up with. I do think there's a couple of things that Honda could work on, or like the seat. That's my biggest thing. I don't know how anybody can sit on the seat, but some people like it. So there's a lot more likes than dislikes though. So overall, I love this bike. I'll probably drive this bike for a long, long time. So I guess that's my video. Thanks again, YouTubers.